I need to make so that the team strategy overall can work. And you still see flashes and glimpses of it, but you know, Diha's got another level that he's not hit yet in this lineup, and I'd like to see that today. I'd like to see it.
Well, maybe we are going to be treated to something like that. See the fist bumps coming out, that means we are going to be live into the game in just a second. This is a 1-1 game, so no one's getting sent home, no one's qualifying for anything yet, but it could be really significant. We're going to be on Nuke as well to decide whether Matt McGlaive should feel quite home on.
Yeah, only Nuke. It's the best of one, being the one-on-one game, not an elimination or qualification, so not hitting the series play yet between these two teams. And we're going to go live. paiN starting on the CT side. ENCE is going to be attacking into them on Nuke. As you mentioned, Glaive going to be feeling very, very at home here. A map that he's historically loved with the old Astralis legendary lineups. Let's see what he's got for us today. A good lean towards ramp room for ENCE to kick things off.
Yeah, the dualies, the USP, just a bit of a distraction, hoping that that's enough, but actually, they're getting flashed right now, and I can't believe it's Lux instead, showing up with 3 USP headshots. In spite of everything, that should have gone the other way. It looked like the flashes were great for ENCE.
Oh, nicely done from Lux. That's absolutely disgusting to get the team started in that way. That's a feel-good pistol round, and you never know how that's going to activate him moving forward. So Diha and Glaive need to try and recover this, and this is where Diha can be a force. One nice kill, but a really strong position behind the vent. biguzera up in heaven. It's not the range Diha wants to take this fight, and he might have just barely missed the timing.
Yeah, that probably needed to come through a lot quicker. If they wanted the round back, that needs to be a straight headshot with a Glock, and it just wasn't.
And you could see he's trying to manage these fights, but yeah, it's just a matter of time before one of those P2000s just connect, USPs connect with a nice headshot. Glaive, the last one left, he's taken down Lux. Gonna try and move into the lower bomb site, but he's got to get a couple more kills before he really commits to anything. And paiN, not really gonna give him anything clean. Whittled down to 12 HP. This pistol round is over with 26 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, what's even worse is this isn't a position where he can even get like a cheeky bomb plant in, which we know is so important in the current economy on the T side. Means it's going to be probably quite a good start for paiN.
Yeah, absolutely. Should be an easy second round with a very minimal investment. Here we go, here's Lux. Oh, he's fighting the flames as well. Inside the Molotov, he's got to push through. No one's paying attention. They thought the fire would hold him back. And paiN gets started on the right foot here on day 2 with a pistol round victory. And as we figure, no investment from ENCE on armored Glocks.
Yeah, pretty much expected. That's got to be frustrating. You throw the Molotov just to cover for that exactly that position, and somehow it's still just not quite enough. They have purchased maybe a couple of more rifles than I was expecting. I was expecting a couple of more SMGs to come out, so maybe they were worried that ENCE was going to try some funky Tech 9 buy-up here, but...
Sure.
Oh. The teams are there, doing a good job anyway.
Yeah, now they're comfortable with what's going on. Now they're like, okay, this is easy. Let's get aggressive with these SMGs, build up some bonus money, no real danger in the round. That's perfect. 4 kills of bonus money, and Kyler's the last one left, so he'll step in. It's an M4 to finish it. And 2-0, nice and quick, nice and easy for paiN Gaming to get the early lead. And here's where the rifles come out to the AK-47s. And we'll get ENCE's gun rounds underway.
Yeah, all AKs all the way.
It's funny you mentioned all the Brazilian teams representing at the major right now. And the best one is in Furia.
Yeah, that's at least it doesn't seem like it right now. Maybe it can change still, but they got the backs to the wall.
Legacy looked good yesterday with coldzera. Probably should have beat Cloud9. Had a big advantage in that matchup. paiN Gaming sitting at 1-1.
I thought you were going a different way with that. You said like, you know, a lot of Brazilian teams. Where are the Danish teams? Where are they at?
No, I wasn't gonna do that.
It's a funny thing though, isn't it? Like, it is interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's fair of how few Danish representatives they are, and it's ecstatic.
Exactly.
And Glaive.
And Glaive and Kerrigan's out there. Like,
Kerrigan's out there, yeah. We have some individuals isolated on top teams, but the era of Danish Counter-Strike has come to a close, it appears.
Yeah, it's in a really funky state right now. Some of the collapse happening at a fairly inopportune time, but you know, can't control these things. It's a good opening for Hades, who is obviously renowned for his AWP, but can certainly do good work with the rifle as well. Going to be taking down that early kill.
I think that's the kind of tactic that you're calling because you know they have SMGs from the previous round, and you're like, oh, that's the ramp defender, and he has an SMG with a push. Hades, as long as he clears to his left, biguzera should never look in this direction, so Hades should have all the freedom in the world to find it, and he will. Double kill for Hades. And he's just wreaked havoc in this defense. Now they've got a shift, but they have no idea where anybody is.
If you're biguzera and you die, you know that he just walked right upon you, trying to get the rifle. But for Cowards, that means he's going to go down right away. So no trouble here. I don't even think NQC or Luck to do anything about this.
We're not going to see too many rounds like that in this half. Just prepare yourself. That's just a nice kind of little cheese round due to the fact they know that the opposition has some weaker weaponry. So Hades is more willing to take a risk and obviously slides right in towards ramp room. That's a good, easy way to get around, and 4 players survive for ENCE, so they've got to be very pleased about that. Keep some guns and some money behind them. Lux and NQZ will just choose to save.
Yeah. A little bit of an unfair fight at the start there, AK versus submachine gun, but...
You know, it wasn't the worst. It was actually not a bad angle whatsoever. A good shot from Hades, but that could have easily gone in the other direction. It's just, you're not going to see T just walk into ramp room taking that level of a risk against M4s, against Molotovs and utility. Ooh, I heard something about secret.
Something about secret.
Something about secret.
Well, hopefully they got the grenades down right out there. Every once in a while we'll see teams that screw them up, even if, you know,
yeah, it's
well known.
Well, it's nice now too. It's like because of the new smokes, like you don't need 3 smokes to cross anymore, right? You have the 2 smoke cross, so you know there's some other options. It's 1 less smoke to potentially miss.
That's a good point. Although I've seen so many people leave gaps where if you're on the high ground with the AWP, you can look right through it. So you got to be careful. They're signaling quite a lot. They're saying, you know, this could be a setup for some sort of an A execute, maybe a double pump into the A bomb site, Molotov on top of the hut and everything else. Now we see this first couple of smokes raining down towards the yard. Setting up a secondary one there. Kyler going to be holding on to this lobby position. I usually don't like for there to be a single lobby player. It's very risky. Yeah, but yeah, I don't mind if he walks this way. He's a little bit more siloed off from the rest of it.
Well, there's some utility and flashbangs behind the smokes to help negate any kind of op that would try to be pure over. That first smoke in the wall just fades as they'd already crossed into safety, so it's going to be biguzera on the defense, the initial contact. He's got utility, he's got nade, smoke, flash as well, so he's got some options once he sees they're coming in this direction. You imagine Molotov onto the stairs to keep him at bay. Gonna test the edge of the flames, but decide to back off, scratch his nose in the process.
Yeah, he's fallen quite far back. Gonna go towards the back of the bomb site now, so he's playing in a corner, which is fine. He's getting some backup now from the ramp as well.
Yeah, and then this is the next follow-up play. Nobody rotated downstairs. They took over lobby, and they find Kyler. And you mentioned the solo player, biguzera, up on top. Look at that smoke in the window. It's really disjointed this hit, and this is in complete control of paiN. ENCE have no access to this site. Glaive does his best with 1 kill, but everyone's here because they got the information in lobby, and paiN Gaming execute that information play perfectly.
Yeah, that really displays a great understanding of what you're doing on the CT side. And biguzera had some backup from the ramp, but they were pushing into the lobby behind him. Yeah, you can't really question that too much.
And all the resources for ENCE were outside. There was no one applying pressure towards upper. Kyler, as you mentioned, alone. He's not really being loud. He's not really showing any presence. He's not being an intimidating factor. So paiN had no problem kind of pushing in towards a very quiet lobby and hunting him down. ENCE is going to have a couple busted buys. Hades on a Deagle, Kyler on the MAC-10.
Still haven't really seen NQC had a chance to put that AWP into use yet, but
hasn't needed it.
Could be one of these rounds where he's going to have a little bit more of a flex with it. They are trying to get out here. 4 of them, in fact.
Similar smoke wall is... Ooh, awkward. He's got it.
Pretty good timing right there. biguzera looking to find a bit of timing of his own, but they've already made their way past, so they're down here. But once again, it feels like paiN Gaming, they know. They already got this team on this side going to be able to take down Hades, no problem. So 4 versus 3. Still plenty of time left on the clock here for the T side to try and do something at the B bomb side. A bomb plant at least would be nice.
Yeah, but a blown vent rotation is maybe given an opportunity for ENCE to really be able to capitalize on Nissim, who's just waiting. It's the bomb alone. Glaive's looking in towards vent, towards his teammate, and he gets caught. Nice timing. And ENCE has just lost way too many players on this progression. They do have a smoke. If they can find this kill, you drop a smoke into the bomb site, you go for a desperate plant inside of it, but you need that kill, and Kyler's got it.
Kyler, he was kind of the superstar last time we were watching him, so maybe not too surprising that we're going to be seeing him. That smoke looked like it had a gap in it, but he's out at least. He can get the bomb planted here. Oh, no.
Ooh, you don't like that. That's a gift to ENCE. And now there's some real possibility. Molotov onto the other side, combined with the blown smoke, gives ENCE some space to work with, and this gets interesting now.
They smoked themselves. I think that smoke had hit the fire extinguisher, and now instead, they're going to have to wait a lot longer than they were hoping for. Now the crossfire's been established a little bit here for the ENCE side. If they win this round, it'll be a bit of a miracle. It's a 2 versus 4. Now, a 1 versus 3 for Kyler up here. They don't quite know yet, but they're going to find out in a nasty way. That's a good headshot on NQC. That bomb is really ticking quite far. They need to go on that defuse here. Another good kill. He misses the op shot, and I think that's enough. That should be the round 1. Kyler, absolutely brilliantly played. 4 kills at the end of it.
Yeah, they absolutely needed some heroics there, and once again, it's Kyler to step up. He's coming into his own in this ENCE roster as a real impactful fragger, and that is beautiful. Actually, at the end of the day, that blown smoke, that missed smoke on the CT side retake didn't really have a whole lot of impact. They still wait for it to fade, get the kill with plenty of time. That's just incredible stuff from Kyler. And it looked like they lost track of him. I think after that first kill, they were pretty convinced he was going to wrap around to the double doors. And Kyler just brute forces his way into a 1v3.
That's the kind of round that can really, really change a game.
They needed it as well. It's not like there was any kind of great money on ENCE. Even out of the victory, you can see Kyler survives, or excuse me, the bomb went off, so he's got to rebuy as well. Yeah. So it's not a pretty buy out of a victory for ENCE.
paiN game actually just enough to scratch in something here.
I almost feel like this kind of a scenario would be like a cool, I mean, I don't know, I guess it'd be fun to theory craft it, but it would almost be like, there's a certain logic to saying, all right, we just won the round, but instead of investing everything in this kind of a crap buy, let's go for a half buy. They might also know the economy of paiN is very low. You can see there, it's an AWP, an MP9, 2 MP9s in the M4, so a chance for ENCE to completely break paiN here.
Yeah, I mean, if you lead the charge with 3 MAC-10s, especially if unless you run into the M4, but otherwise you probably have an even shot at winning it. It's only one helmet that's on biguzera, so the rest of them going to be a little bit weak to the MAC-10s here.
Different set of smokes outside. Looks like they want to put some attention towards Lux's position in the mini garage. They got to be real careful about biguzera. Oh, good timing. Good timing on the peek from Mini. Distracts them away and allows biguzera to clean up one and grab another headshot. Yeah, one-man advantage. I mean, we saw yesterday when Furia lost that ugly round what could be done on a map like Nuke if you just get a little bit of confusion. Saw a couple ugly round losses from Furia.
Yeah.
There was a couple on Ancient as well.
So I think there was a 2-on-5, wasn't it, on Nuke that they ended up losing. That was horrific. Oh, the timing, it eludes biguzera. That's unfortunate, but...
He got the timing earlier, so this is just the universe evening things out.
That's true. It's a nice way to think about it. Thank you, C. Good shot on the glaive. And just like earlier, when you find that one player towards the lobby, it is a bit of an indication. Now you probably have a little bit of an idea, and especially with the door being open down here, you definitely know what is coming next. There's only 22 seconds left in the round here. ENCE going to try and go straight for the bomb plant, but good coverage from Kyler, honestly.
It's not the time that's the issue. It's the fact that they can't get out of the bomb site.
Yeah.
You know, paiN's like, yeah, go for the plant, but you can go nowhere after the fact, and just look at the struggle it is to find some form of safety. And paiN win a low economy round with a pair of SMGs, a couple 5.7s, and an AWP. And that ain't bad. So ENCE don't get the economic break they were looking for. That's really the exchange. That little crossfire from Secret to Mini Garage was beautiful.
Yeah, all the work they put into winning the other round where Kyler got 4 kills. And it's not that it's for nothing, but they just don't get the complete collapse that they were really hoping for on the paiN gaming side. Luck's playing really well right now, 7-3.
Yeah, there's 3 kills in the pistol. That's helped out a lot. NQZ's hit some very nice and important critical shots with the AWP. Nothing too flashy, just getting the job done. And I admire that, you know? Just doing what you're asked. 4-2, ENCE invest here. They invest everything they've gone into this.
Ooh, this could be another really spicy round.
It's got to be an upper bust. In a round like this, if you're paiN, you have to know this is really possible. You have to say, all right, upper defenders, put your Molotovs down, be prepared for some intensity.
Well, trying to make their way through, but Kyler's already gone down. And look at the timing here. Cower's coming into it. It couldn't have been any better. The double lineup. hades, the last one left. They get almost nothing for it.
They're looking good, baby. paiN's coming out strong here on CT side. Nuke, they had a third M4 up in heaven as well to assist with any shenanigans towards the upper bomb site.
You know, the old ENCE lineup with Snappy used to love those upper rushes. It's like a thing that they almost became a little bit known for at one point in time.
Yeah, I mean, Snappy had a unique way of calling with all the pace changes he did and the different speeds and the different levels of aggression that team came out with. And also remember too, a roster that's constituted a little bit different. It helps when you have a player like Madden who is that like blue collar Counter-Strike player who will just, you know, throw himself through a Molotov.
Yes.
In a pretty hectic fashion. Snappy as well, very similar, especially when he's got a MAC-10 in his hand. So you had a really aggressive front line, and I don't think ENCE at the moment has those same style of players.
No, that's actually a good point. Like, they have some great players, but you don't have the same hard entry like someone like Madden. That's
like
really
someone
true.
who's just going to throw all logic out the window and just kind of try and find his one frag.
Morgan the back. Ooh, that was an AWP picked up for a minute there, so there was a chance that could have been more expensive, but you're right. paiN are really looking good at the moment. They're picking up all the rounds they need to.
Yeah, I think it's also, it helps very much that ENCE have only had, what, like one really good, clean buy in this game. Like CT side Nuke, you haven't really had yet, you know, an offensive attack that's gotten underway, that's built some momentum, that has AKs round after round, that has utilities round after round. This has been a relatively simple CT side for paiN so far, outside of, you know, maybe one gun round and their one low econ round that they won. So let's see. I mean, that's always the struggle when you lose Pisser on the T side on a map like Nuke, a map like Overpass that can feel very CT-sided, is taking away the economic advantage from the defense and kind of establishing your own money. Otherwise, you just feel like you're barely playing the game.
Speaking of barely playing the game, look at ENCE. Kyler's got 7 kills, but then the drop off to the rest of the squad, like there's no one helping out Kyler, and he had like 4 of those kills in one round. So just a bunch of rounds here where they're not having enough of an impact. It's
not a lot of success on kind of their initial plays in these rounds. And, and I think it's also a virtue. I think paiN's done a really good job of moving around the map. I think the only real mistake I can think of is maybe a blown rotation down vent when Secret was already in ENCE's control. Other than that, paiN's been beating him with positioning. Ooh, look for the aggressive play. He almost made that work. He almost found an angle into it, but heads up play from hades. And now you have to capitalize on this. This is one of those rounds you really feel you've been given an opportunity with a 5-on-4 on T-side Nuke. You must convert this when you're down 2-6.
If NQC could find a way back in, it looks like he's sort of maneuvering around to look for an entry. You almost had the timing there. It's Kyler in the back. See how quick he's going to be. Molotov comes down. Oh, and he misses the opportunity. Lucky to be alive, though. I've got to say, I thought he was going to be dead for sure. Yeah, and the fact that he survives is all right, because he's gotten great damage on a Diha. He's probably got to turn a little bit more into a lurk role at this point, watching the flanks. He's got no utility as well to speak of, so maybe pass him some nades and have him execute something for you while the other players push forward. 50 seconds still on the clock for Glaive to figure out the solution in this round. I think Diha just called off the utility. Glaive was saying he'd throw a smoke out for him, and Diha's like, no, I got it. I took a risk, and it paid off. Okay. So let's see if they can actually collapse onto this A-bomb site. There's 3 people here. Grenade in the corner, it's a lot of damage. The Molotovs have really worked out well for them in this round so far. Goofy does go down, and finally they get rid of NQC. But biguzera coming into the high ground, 20 seconds. See if he gets set up.
The flank.
Needs him on the other side. Yeah, he's slowly walking in. Oh, he does get spotted, and he will get taken down. A little bit of mistiming, I think, between the last 2 players of paiN here, but 9 seconds left. The bomb finally getting planted. biguzera, nice headshot. And now it's just Glaive right down below. One good wide swing, and he might be able to do it, but now I think Glaive might have a bit of an advantage. He does spot him out, and he's still alive, and he gets the headshot. biguzera in a 1 versus 3, and he wins it. Yeah,
once again, I'm gonna. This is a bad post plant from ENCE. I want to just call. What's Diha doing over by vent? You knew biguzera was up in heaven. There's that first nade that falls at his feet. That's the doubled up fight that you want, where biguzera is peering into the bomb site. The vent player swings on that contact, or is at least holding the angle, and you can double up and get 2 players fighting the same battle. And Diha kind of gave up that position at the worst possible moment. That's a failed 5-on-4 conversion. You had control of the bomb site. All went well. You found the flank right here.
Yeah.
there's that window for that peak, and biguzera just gets his 3 1v1s.
Yeah.
And you got to give him credit. He does a wonderful job just kind of baiting, shoulder peeking, everything he can to get the information on Glaive's position at the end in that final fight, but it should have never gotten there.
Yeah, he played every fight perfectly, but obviously, you know, they're the ones giving him the fights in that sense. Yeah. That's a bit shocking.
Like Hades has no way to get out of that fight, right? Like Hades is stuck. biguzera is going to take that fight after Hades gets the flank, but that's where that double up from Vent, that double fight from Vent should have been there. And a blown post plant buries ENCE a little bit deeper.
7-2. Desperation starting to creep in, you can tell. Hades picked up a Krieg, it's a rare weapon. Don't see it too often these days. Or maybe it's what they need.
It's just red. it's just red.
Someone's just been painting uncontrollably. Nism goes down. No real response.
He found another opening. And this is going to alleviate some pressure to allow Diha to cross over quietly. There's 2 players down in secret, though, already. 2 players down in secret, and one's dropped down ramp room. That's biguzera. Oh, Diha's in some trouble. Lux doesn't even need the second teammate. Cleared things out. And if Diaz saw 2, I imagine he is, because they're hustling towards the upper bomb site now.
Oh, he wanted to try and get that quick scope off, but not going to be quite possible. So, landing another 2 versus 2 here. Goofy just walking away. Got to be careful you don't let go of that vent position. They don't have any more grenades on the T side. CTs, though, yeah, they can smoke it off. They have a Molotov and another smoke even on Cowards. They can actually do some real damage with this. Clearing out all of the likely positions, flashing their way through. This is really great work from paiN so far. Setting themselves up nicely, but Cowards, he goes straight down. Glaive with a perfect shot and walking right. Oh, they line up! Oh my god! biguzera drops from the sky and slays them.
And, well, everything that can go wrong is going wrong for ENCE at this point. Back-to-back big boy clutches from biguzera. And it's the smoke out event that funnels Goofy around. I didn't think it would have impact, but you could see when that smoke is thrown, the squeaky door player Goofy is just like, well, I'm negated. I can't do anything here. I can't watch. I can't help out. So he goes to join up with Glaive. And even Glaive is like, I'm going to get back into HUD because we can just play the bomb. As soon as he taps the bomb, we can go 1 by 1. We can bait. There's not enough time for him. But that drop down is just tearing the heart of ENCE out. That's another 5-on-4 that slips away.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Kyla, though, trying to see if he can bring the team back, resuscitate the squad a little bit here.
And think about it. This is too where, as ENCE, your mentality is just getting buried and beaten because it's 2 clutches that you had advantages in, 2 clutches that you've played well, you had control, 2 5-on-4s, 2 clutches from biguzera, and you're just sat there and you're like, there's nothing we can do. Nothing we can do is winning us around.
Oof. It's Nism this time, actually, instead of NQZ. They've got another AWP on him. That's crazy. You're not expecting to run into that. biguzera continues his reign of terror. He's 17-3. They will take down the 1 AWP. The other one's still in play, obviously. And they've got the ramp control. Should be able to get a bomb plant down here if they're quick about it. Bomb has been planted. 4-on-3. 1-man disadvantage, but the bomb planted. I mean, this is a winnable round for ENCE. And they have to win the last 2 rounds here.
Oh, bad timing for Kyler. He just looked away. I guess they can win it, but as we've seen, nothing's going to go right for them. Good shot from Glaive. He needs more. He needs more. Oh, he's got it again. Hades in a 1v2. And they got to come through smoke.
Yeah. Oh, and they're running out of time. Nice headshot. He knows what biguzera is hurting on the other side. Can they finally put an end to it?
No way.
No. He's found him again, and inside of the smoke, he finds the bomb with a kit in his pocket. They're going to be able to win the round 9-2. They just cannot stop biguzera.
This guy's such a beast in this game. He came in with his A game ready to go. That's 3 clutches in a row. A 1v3, a 1v2, and now a 1v1. He's doing the whole thing.
Call him biguzera at this point, just stomping on their little villages.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
What an absolutely disgusting display from him.
19-3.
What can you even do?
He just can't die. He's got volume, he's got quality and quantity. 6 of those in clutches in the last 3 rounds.
It's a brand new feature yet. Nobody knows about it yet, but you can put all your Kevlar vests on one player.
He's playing like Counter-Strike Yahtzee, dude. Give him a 1v4 and he's got the full set.
God damn, how does it happen? And he's in a new place almost every round. Like, he's just so mobile. They don't even know where to run to get away from him.
That's what I'm saying. There's going to be a lot of viewers out there where this might be one of the first times this event really getting to watch biguzera's game, and he is such a smart, intelligent player, and obviously he's got skills to back it up as well. And the way he's rebuilt this paiN organization is nothing short of impressive. 10-2 half in the favor of paiN Gaming off the back of biguzera clutches. Like, if you think about it, if he's not winning those rounds, like, screw like giving 3 clutches to ENCE and making it, you know, what, 7-5. This is likely 6-6, maybe even 7-5 in the favor of ENCE if he's not winning those clutches. It's crazy what he's been able to do for this team to give him this lead.
Yeah, it's not one of those 23 scorelines where you say, well, he did also get like a bunch of quad kills against, you know, unarmored opponents when they just have pistols. No, they were like heavy impact rounds that just made all the difference. Luck's gonna get the last kill of the half. It's a 10-2 lead going into the second half. paiN Gaming just demolishing ENCE right now.
Yeah, that's just making him look silly.
Well, it's not what I was expecting coming into today, I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's not.
But it's what we're getting. ENCE need to start the comeback pretty strong, obviously. You got to win the pistol round.
They need Jesus.
They need, yeah, they need something. Whatever they can get on their side. Oh, man. They need to win the pistol, not allowing paiN to even plant the bomb, and just get that little bit of an extra stretch before the rifles come out. And even then, it's a long, long road back. dHa on 1 kill at the end of that.
It's not been great, has it? He's really struggled to find some confidence in this new ENCE lineup. And you know, also let's talk about it too, because like kind of the nature and the conversation and I guess the attitude around this ENCE team has changed as well, because coming into the year, brand new lineup, we all kind of knew the struggles of, like, you know, putting this team together in 72 hours, having to just find a core, find a lineup from 9 that was that could actually work, so they could, you know, make the roster lock for the major. You get a little bit of a pass, you get a little bit of forgiveness, and then you have some upset games in Katowice. You have a run to the playoffs, which is very exciting, especially for a Polish squad being inside the Polish arena. You move forward, you have another like decent event of a run. You cause a few more upsets. You looking decent at the RMR. But now you come into this and there's expectations. Right? Yeah. Those upsets are all well and good because you're like, oh, brand new lineup. This is actually crazy. They've been able to take down Astralis. Oh my God, Glaive just got like 28 kills against Astralis. This is so cool. This team's looking good. But now you're expected to move on to the next stage. And now you've also had time where players can have input. Glaive's trying to institute more of his system, and you're kind of thinking about all the details that you're trying to add in. So there's a little bit more going on in the heads of these ENCE players.
Yeah, and maybe even also more time for your opponents to study exactly what you're doing. Like, you're less of an unknown quantity. People have a couple of demos to look for, so not to say that they're completely figured out here, but still, it all kind of adds up in the end. Hades hearing them run down. He knows that there's a bunch of people down secret. He can count the footsteps. dHa getting quickly funneled back into the back of the bomb site. It's a good shot for Glaive. That gets rid of a lot of danger, and he can maybe try and help out dHa down below, because it looks like, oh, wait a minute, they're coming up instead.
Huge trade.
Up the vent, that is actually sick.
And ENCE is completely out of position. Completely out of position, and there goes Hades. Oh, this is plenty of time to get comfortable with this bomb plan. NQZ is going to take the risk that no one will peek mini, and dHa's got to come up the vent. So a 3-on-3 and no kits in play.
Well, that's a big issue, and even worse. biguzera is still alive. He's out in the open. They're going to get him this time. Finally, they've managed to bring him down. dHa, the one to slay the beast, but it's still a 2 versus 2 and a 10-second defuse. If NQC wins this one, the round is dead. Yep, you can't do anything about it. Glaive, even if he wins that second one, it's not going to make a difference. paiN absolutely destroying ENCE on this nuke map.
They look like they're surprised to even be destroying ENCE to this extent. They're probably supremely confident, but maybe not 11-2 confident. And this comes down, I mean, good rotations, good calling. That's a beautiful call to come back up the vent. You sold the lower push. You knew there was going to be resistance, and you just get a gift because ENCE had shifted everyone over. And a nice and easy waltz in, and the post-plant game, which is obviously so important in Counter-Strike, is being won by paiN each and every time. There's one Kyler clutch in the first half. The 1v3,
I know.
Outside of that, every single post plant has gone the way of the Brazilians.
Even when you get the openings, even when they get the 4-on-5 advantages, it's not been enough here. Yeah, they look very, very muted on the ENCE side. Who can blame them? I don't know how you would find a lot of joy in what's going on right here. 2 more rounds, and paiN going to be moving up into the 2-1 bracket. So the fashion in which they're doing it, I think, is what's really hyping us up here. It's biguzera, still 20-4. It's a ridiculous scoreline.
Yeah, this is the kind of game you probably went to bed dreaming about having if you're biguzera. Tagged by the scout. Hades is going to be able to fall back. Forced by, obviously, for ENCE. They have to. They're way too deep down the scoreboard to have any kind of a save this early.
Okay, nice little entry. Lux almost ready for Kyler as well. He's got the P250 in the back. A good headshot. Brings it back into another 2 versus 2, but they're very, very low on the Brazilian side. You could tell. NQC on 2 health. biguzera on 22. Should be around that ENCE are going to be able to win here.
Yeah, but the X factor here is biguzera. They've lost track of him. They know the position of NQZ over in lobby. They know he's somewhere in that direction. They know he can go ramp. They know he can go all the way around outside. But the question mark is, are you going to be prepared? Kyler coming in, and yeah, you won't expect biguzera just patient and waiting.
The question is, how mobile do you want to be if you're on the CT side in that position, right? Obviously, you want some information,
exactly.
But that's risky. Oh, wait a minute. Glaive. Been waiting for a long time up here, but he takes his eyes off the ladder. He was just holding a little bit further back. He was never really looking down, but this means they should be able to get the bomb plant at the very least.
Yeah, and the tough thing is, I feel like Glaive almost has to make a play here, but again, without information, it's really hard. I think he hears those footsteps, so now he knows. However, there's time for paiN to get the plant and the 2 players to position themselves. So with low HP, it almost doesn't even matter, because they're going to be in such strong positions.
Yeah, they know where he is, and it's hard for him to check biguzera's position right now. Ooh, does he see the gun barrel? I don't know if he does.
I don't think he did.
Nope, and that's a big issue. Oh my god, maybe he did! Glaive! That is crispy clean. I can't believe he did that.
Yeah, nicely done. I thought they were going to have a little bit more time to get away. Those footsteps on the ramp gave Glaive the information he needed just at the perfect moment. Well done from Glaive to hunt down both players at the end of the day.
Oh, I'd love to see a slow motion replay of him peeking the other side. Did he really see
He might have.
It was such a short time. Obviously, it's easy for us to know with the X-ray. It didn't look like Glaive had any business knowing what was happening there. That is pretty sick. All right, 11-3. Finally, something going the way of ENCE.
Something. A little bit of a miracle. All that damage done comes back to haunt paiN, but they still have a commanding lead. 8 rounds ahead of ENCE here on Nuke. 2 AKs and a scout, and a couple of deagles for paiN's attack in this round. Not a lot of nades and not a lot of utility.
Okay, well, it's not the start that we were looking for. Scout headshot onto Diha.
What did he kill him
all
through?
The way up. It must have been just the side of the wall out in the garage, surely.
Yeah. Dia can't catch a break.
No, he really can't. Lux goes down. Oh, it's another scout headshot. This time it's on Hades. ENCE with a break in the last round. The 1 versus 2 from Glaive, but now they're right back into the fires of hell once again.
And you have to try and go for this. You have to try and go for this. If you're ENCE, door's going to open backwards with that smoke down. Goofy's coming through, just trying to spam the planter. It's not going to stop anything. Kyler's position now known as well. He gets one over the smoke, but you have another clutch in him.
Another potential 1 versus 2 here.
He's sandwiched. That smoke saved his life.
Yeah, otherwise, you're right. He would have been shot in the back. He does have the kit. Doesn't know where that other player is. Might have an idea about the one on the bomb side. Oh, he tries to peek it, but NQC takes him down. Listen to that war cry coming out. Oh, they're loving life for the moment.
Well, think about what it means. 12-3 now, and you know the money is just gone and depleted for ENCE. It's back to being extremely reset. Down. Down. Another scout headshot.
We don't get enough of those in CS2.
Dang, baby.
I love it. They're so fired up. 12-3. One more round. For ENCE, I mean, this is not what anyone was expecting, I think. A little bit of a trade going into it, but
It doesn't help ENCE as much as they would have liked. 1-for-1 trade is like, whatever. paiN's like, okay, we saw 2 push ramp. We can take some space outside. biguzera starting to get control. He's got his MAC-10. Hades hears this cross. He hears that it's only 1 as well.
Yeah, thinking about trying to follow him, maybe see if he could find something, but they're not quite sure. And as we can tell, there are more people out in that yard position that are sneaking on through, so you want to be really careful about peeking too soon here. Bombs on NQC at the moment. He's just parked and waiting. He's actually expecting for somebody to follow down biguzera, so just camped here while biguzera is making noise and sort of checking out everything down below.
Yeah, you're letting the MAC-10 just explore, right? It's doing exactly what it's designed to do in this round. It's the scouting mission, and he sees basically the first layer of control down in secret and the second layer essentially completely clear. And he can cause a little bit of a distraction. Remember, ENCE with these pistols, they're going to be jumpy, and Hades already taken the bait, and he's going to be frustrated. The level of patience for paiN Gaming is supreme.
Yeah, Kyla here, it's a good headshot, but you need to do that at least one more time, and it's not going to be possible. It's actually Lux shooting him in the back, and they're making their way on. They're going to get the bomb planted here.
Map's over, Anders.
Ooh, it does feel that way. Glaive goes down. DR on his own. He's going to go dropped by biguzera. The absolutely just impossible to beat champion of Nuke. That was such a disgusting performance out of him.
Look what it means to biguzera as well. He's hyped up, amped up, and he should be after that game. And look, 3 rounds in a row. A 1v3, a 1v2.